Hello, I'm Robertson Sarah. Today I wanted to continue talking to you about the subject of intimacy. How do we educate our children in the area of intimacy? At Shul on Shabbat, I was watching a father playing with his daughter, and at some stage she lifted the back of her dress and asked her father for a back scratch. And I thought, oh, that's so sweet. That is so innocent that she felt totally, didn't feel uncomfortable at all with her body, that she could say, oh, can you please scratch me over there? And it got me really thinking, how do you take a child from that innocent stage where their body it's neutral? Their body is just a place where sometimes I itch, sometimes I'm hot, sometimes I'm sweaty, but the body is a pretty cool thing overall, to now we need you to cover your body, now we need you to restrict the exposure of your body and what you do with your body and who sees your body and how much you show of your body. How do we take a child from that stage of innocence and help them cross the divide into a more mature way of looking at their bodies in a way that only helps their sexual development? The message that we give them has to support a positive view of our changing requirements of them. While we have to teach them that our bodies are private, we have to make sure that nothing in what we say might be misconstrued as private means dirty, private means dangerous, private means shameful. Okay, when we say private, we mean special. We mean only for you. Okay, our bodies are our own. We limit who touches our bodies and who sees our bodies. However, it's totally fine for you to still want to be tickled by your dad or by your mum, and that is completely appropriate. We don't want them to lose touch with their body's inner voice of wisdom. When I see female clients, what I often see is somebody living from their neck up. There's a disconnect between their mind and their body. They're sitting there and I can see that they're listening to what I'm saying, but their bodies are itching to race to the next thing that they need to do. And so I tell them, just take a deep breath and tell me, what do you want? And they look at me and they start to they want to answer me in the correct way. So they say, I need to do this and I need to do that. And after the groceries, I have to go fetch this one. I have to go fetch that one. I have to do. They tell me all this whole long list of things they need to do, but they're unable to tell me what they want to do, what might feel good right now. We've been told that what our bodies want and crave or are curious about needs to be squashed and silenced. We've lost our intuitive communication with the inner wisdom of our good. What we can do in order to help our children to remain connected to that inner voice is to allow them to be bored. My children, they get pretty irritated when they come and tell me, Emma, I'm bored. And I say, oh, that's wonderful. Time for boredom leads to inner creativity and discovery. And it also leads to listening to that inner voice, which is what we want them to be doing. Sometimes my daughter will come up to me and she'll say, Emma, can I paint? And my initial reaction is, no, don't paint. It's too messy. But, we have to let go and say, if you want to paint, sure. Right? Something inside her has moved her to want to express it through art. Wonderful. We need to be encouraging the appropriate expression of our bodies, the appropriate expression of our inner desires. Let's encourage that inner voice to speak up loud and confident. I was emailed through a question by a mum of a 3-year-old boy, and she had a concern. She said her son touches himself when he's in the bath, and I'm assuming that she means touching his private parts. And I emailed her back and said, well, what did you do? And she said, I told him that's not tzniut, we don't touch there. And while I think you're all ready for me to say that she did the wrong thing, I understand her fears. We live at a time where societal connotations of a male touching his private parts is, oh God, he's going to become a sex addict. He's going to be addicted to pornography. We're worried about the Me Too campaign. What kind of a son am I going to be sending out into the world that at 3 years old, he's already touching his private parts? We need to just relax, and we actually need to say, And poor little Moishe just happens to be curious about his body parts. We need to encourage the curiosity. Wow, Moishi, I'm so glad to see that you're curious about your body. That's a great thing to be curious. And it's also a golden opportunity to help him learn the name of his body part, to use anatomically correct vocab when we're speaking about our body, gives them a language so that they can feel comfortable about their bodies and are able to express to you accurately what they're feeling. While encouraging that curiosity, we also want to direct them to the right avenue to get their questions answered. So we can say, here with mummy or daddy, this is a great place for you to find out anything you want to about your body and about how it works. And you should know that when you come to me, I will always tell you the truth. You want to be the person that your child turns to when they have questions, that they know that they will not be judged and that they will always be answered with dignity and accurately. Let's encourage good conversations with our children about their bodies, how they work, and we also want to bring the elements of Hashem into it. And whenever we talk about our bodies, we say, isn't it so interesting how Hashem created that? Isn't it so fabulous that Hashem created us with the ability to feel pleasure, that we can go into a warm bath and we go, my body feels good. We want to bring in the elements of, firstly, listening to your inner voice of intuition. We want you to feel curious about your body and ask questions. The more you ask questions, the more you feel that this topic is not taboo, and the more you feel that you will be able to find answers from the people who are nearest and dearest to you, fostering a healthy sexual development. We also need to ask ourselves, how much of our parenting is because of our own fears and insecurities about our bodies? And of course, we don't want that to be relayed to our children. So how much of our own self-work do we need to do as well? If you like this kind of video content, go ahead and like this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, subscribe down below. It's free, and hit the bell for notifications. You're also welcome to email me with questions and comments at Sarah with an H, Bernstein @gmail.com. And I look forward to continuing these conversations with you.